What's up, Scoop Podcast? I'm your host, Erica Crouppen, and on today's episode, we have a William from Swoop Scoop and Poop Scoop Millionaire in the house.
What's
What's up,
up?
William?
How's everybody doing?
Good. Well, I'm good. Hopefully, everybody
Good.
that's listening is good. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, see the new setup? Isn't it so cute?
It's looking good.
Woohoo! I feel official. I feel like I need to do a montage of like where it started in my closet area and then like the progression. So, for those of you that are just getting started in business and you feel like, oh, I'm just getting started, I really don't have a lot going on, at least you're getting started. Things compound and you can grow your business and things get better as time goes on.
Mhm. It's true. Well, like our old studio I just moved was literally in my mom's basement when I was in between houses. So you just got to make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How has that move been?
Uh, Kind of sucks. We had a house situation that was moldy, so we had to move out. But yeah, getting that resolved slowly.
Yeah, if you don't mind, can we talk about that a little bit? Because I think there's some valuable information in there. So during the time, like when I flew out and I met you, I got to see the house that you had to move out of. Beautiful,
Mm.
like beautiful home. And then you were in, like you said, at your parents' house in the basement. Sucks, right? You have a whole family and you're trying to figure this out all while still showing up and running your business, growing the Poop Scoop Millionaire community. So it's like you have all these challenges, but you're not letting it stop you. Talk a
Yeah,
little bit about that.
yeah, it's been kind of a crazy year. So we moved into a nice house. It was like $1 million houses all in the neighborhood, like on top of the hill, like super cool house. You saw it. But there were some building defects, specifically around like mold. So my whole family started to get sick. My dog's eyes were like swollen shut. We then found out both my kids had like a rare genetic condition that got made even worse by the mold. So we're on all this crazy like mold treatment. Had to move out. Couldn't get a rental because of our dog. So we got denied by like 20 plus rental applications. Ended up buying an RV, living at my parents' house for a couple months till we could figure something out. Dog died, unfortunately. Atlas, we miss you, buddy. Likely because of the mold, probably contributed a lot to that, which kind of sucks. So then we moved into a new place last month. So it's been kind of a crazy personal ride. All well, yeah, growing Swoop Scoop. I got my 7-figure electrical company, 7-figure garage door company, Poop Scoop Millionaire community. So lots going on this year or last year.
Okay. How are you juggling it all?
I don't. I just do it. What else am I gonna do? Not.
No, that's true. But okay. For some like tactical tips, because you have a personality type that's just like, do it, don't make excuses, make it happen. But not everybody's built like you.
Mhm,
I know I have my own hiccups. I got my own issues. Like you've been on
mhm,
my butt about my Croupen's content lab. So what's a couple
yeah.
little tips that for somebody that's just like, oh, I'm struggling.
Yeah, so I think it's a couple things. One, it's definitely my mindset going into things. Like stuff happens, like you just kind of gotta roll with the punches and go with it. So people have been through like way worse stuff than I have in the last year and done way cooler stuff. So I'm just trying to keep that into perspective. I think the other side of it too is just building a good team. So I got Levi, I got my wife, I got my business partners at my other companies, and like there's no way I'd be able to do all that myself. But because I'm doing what I do really well, they're doing what they do really well. We're kind of able to keep things going. And it's kind of the scale we're at too. We got, I don't know, we'll probably have close to 50 employees between all the companies this year. So we have a lot of people to kind of pick up the slack if needed.
Well, yeah, and so you're able to kind of spread it out among people. So, I mean, there's a lot going on right now. We're recording this in January. So,
Mhm.
if let's talk about the poop scooping business for a little bit because we're going to be
Mhm.
heading into spring rush. What
Yep.
uh, what do you got going on for spring rush? What's the plan?
Yeah. So we're kind of in spring rush right now this month. Or what, 2, 3 weeks into January. We've already picked up 250 new customers this month. So that's been pretty cool. Our best year ever, we were hitting like high 400s a month just from one location. So we're going to see if we can beat that this year. But we've kind of toned down our spending. We're trying to focus on being like as profitable as possible. And then we've added a couple new positions as well. So we started building out like an internal sales team, and we changed the way we actually ran Facebook ads. So completely revamped our website. And now we're sending traffic to the website, getting people's phone numbers before they get the quote. And we actually have a full time like sales rep. We're gonna have two. All they do is as soon as a lead comes in, they're just calling people. And they're closing. This guy's closing almost one subscriber like an hour that he's working, which is kind of
That's
crazy.
nuts. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. So what's that sales process look like?
Yeah, so we'll run ads on Facebook, Google. People see our trucks, just like however we generate traffic. People hit the website, they get the instant quote, and they basically have to give us their phone number before we give them the price. If they see the price, they want to just sign right up, they can do that. If they don't end up signing up right away, we'll send them into kind of our sales remarketing sequence. So the first thing they get is going to be a phone call from our sales rep. If they don't answer, they get a text message. Then they get a couple other automated text messages either the next day or a couple days later, just with better and better promotions to try to get them to sign up. But really having that person, once you get them on the phone, it's way easier to get people to sign up from what we found.
So what does that phone call look like? Or not look like, sound like? They answer the
Mhm.
phone. Do you by any chance, do you know what the call like, how the call goes
We have
out?
the call. I think we have the call scripts at Food Scoop Millionaire actually, but it's just something along the lines. Hey, we saw you're interested in signing up for services. Blah blah blah. I kind of try to build the sales script kind of based on Alex Hormozzi's like closer framework. Um, so which I don't have it memorized, but I'm sure I could pull it up for you guys. But there's
But you said that is in the Poop Scoop Millionaire community?
yeah, I think so. If not, I'll definitely get it added in for you guys.
Well, yeah, because I think that's, people struggle with that too. Like, some people have phone anxiety, okay? So they
Mhm,
don't have a salesperson, so they're having to call. If they get the person on the phone, it's like,
mhm,
what's that smooth, introduction? And
mhm,
then when you have the conversation with them and you talk about pricing, and then the
mhm,
person's like, "Oh, I need to check with my husband, my wife, or that's
mhm,
more than I expected." Do
mhm.
you have overcoming objections built
Mhm.
in?
Yeah, we got different overcomes, and I would say probably the most critical thing when it comes to actually making these calls or doing the follow up is going to be your response time. So somebody fills out this form, right? We have an API, it goes right to our sales guy. They get notified like pretty quickly, and we're trying to call them within like 30 seconds if we can. So it just shows the prospect, like, man, this company is like really on top of it. If they're getting back to me this quickly, like I'm sure the rest of their service is going to be good. So I think that's a big part of it. That's actually our top initiative for 2025 is response time on everything we do. Whether somebody's calling in, we want to be able to pick up on the first or second ring. Somebody gives us a lead form, we want to be able to reach out within a minute or less. It's really the faster, the better. So I'd say that's probably the most important thing. What was the second part of your question? Sorry, I'm rambling. Oh
No, you answered that about kinda the overcoming
yeah, the
objections. That was the
overcomes.
second part.
Yeah, so our sales guys are pretty savage actually. So we were running a special free initial cleanups, which was we have it set to expire. And we test out different specials, and this lady called in and was like, "Yeah, it sounds great or whatever, but I need to check with my husband first and have a conversation before we sign up." And our sales guy was just like, "Well, no, that's great. Totally understand. Is that conversation worth $150? Because that's how much our one-time cleanups are. I can't guarantee we still have that promotion tomorrow." Lady signed up right on the phone. So
Wow, that's good.
yeah, so there's a lot of different. I mean, there's hundreds of different like talking patterns and objections, overcomes. So I mean, they're all over the internet. We'll try to post some more.
Yeah, I think
Not
that'll be really good. Now, what
yeah.
about when they talk about, well, this company down the street, our competition is charging this. And listen, we have a lot more competition now. Thanks,
Mhm.
William.
Well, kind of. So yeah, as far as pricing and competition goes, we offer a lot of different service frequencies. So that's kind of what we usually try to start with. So it's like, okay, the twice a week price is too expensive, or the once a week price is too expensive. So we'll try to downsell them into lower frequencies, whether it's every other week or once a month. The other thing is like we like to touch on like professionalism, right? So all our trucks are fully wrapped, all our employees are background checked, we disinfect all our equipment in between each cleaning. Like if our competitors aren't doing that, they could actually make your dog really sick. Barbo and other things go around, so you really want to make sure you have a reputable company because your dog's health is literally like on the line with who you choose to hire for this service. So that's the one I usually like to go to. There's quite a few others that you could talk about, but I mean, we got over 100 review in every location that we're in. Our main location, we have 500 plus 5-star reviews. I think we have over 1,000 between all of our locations. So, I mean, we've kind of earned the right to be that premium priced company in the market.
Yeah, yeah. I personally am not seeing the ads in my area, but, maybe I'm blocked, I'm not sure, but my
Mm,
husband is seeing, like, a lot of new companies are popping up, and so he's, like, screenshotting and, like, sending them to me, and he's like, "Well, are you concerned about spring rush?" And I said, "Not necessarily,
mm,
because I do have the Google profile, I do have the reviews to be able to back it up, I
mm,
do have the like, the reason. This is why our prices are more expensive, we show up, we
mm.
do what we need to do." So, I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah. Well, and if you're an established company, like you have more resources, like you could hire a VA, you could hire office help, you could hire people to help scooping, and you can just like really dial in things like your response time and your professionalism. Where somebody's starting off, they're going to have to be doing everything themselves unless they have a ton of money coming into the industry. So you do have a pretty big advantage, and really just leveraging that to your benefit is what I would recommend. So.
Yeah, so for anybody that's kinda getting into this, when you go into spring rush, if it goes well, you're gonna make a lot of money in a short period of time. It's very stressful, so I do wanna set that expectation for you. Be smart with the money, reinvest it. Don't go buy yourself I think I bought myself a Gucci belt. We'll just be super transparent, okay? Because I was like, "Oh, yeah, I made it." Don't do stuff like that. Reinvest. You wanna talk
Mhm.
about that a little bit and why it's important?
Yeah, I think yeah, definitely we can talk about that. I also just want to touch on too, like bigger companies do have an advantage, but smaller companies also have an advantage too. Like if you're just a new owner operator and you're the one actually going out and scooping, like you should use that to your advantage as well, especially with like how you put your ads together, making sure you or your family or you and your dog are in those ads. It's gonna really help you out quite a bit. So
Can we talk about Paul real quick?
yeah.
The interview. Well, because your recent interview YouTube video was where you were interviewing Paul, and
Mhm.
he's a newer scooper, and he got, what was it, 9 new customers by uploading a picture with him, his kid, and his dog in his company shirts.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, just kind of exactly like I said, new scooper. He put himself out there like, hey, I'm the face of the company. We're new to this industry, and we're actually giving out free scoops just in exchange for some feedback. And that's been a pretty effective strategy. We call it the free trial method. And when you combine that with kind of other strategies like Facebook posting or even Facebook ads, if you really want to supercharge it, we've seen a lot of success with that. And really, the key is just to not put pressure on people. So if they want to sign up for services afterwards at full price, like that's great. If not, no worries. But if you thought the service was good, we'd appreciate some feedback and even a review if you'd be willing to do that. So it's been pretty effective for a lot of people. Like in the Poop Scoop Millionaire, I just see almost every single day somebody's like, I got my first client, got my first client, got my first client. It's just like, it's pretty cool to see.
That's a pretty hot topic in the industry, is that free scoop, like free initial scoop versus not.
Mhm.
What do you say to the folks that say, "Absolutely not. I would never give away a free scoop. That's ridiculous."
Mhm. Um, yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I don't really care. It's something that works for us. Um, And honestly, like when you're first starting off and you're like not willing to go, I mean, your time's literally worthless. Like you have no billable hours, like you're not generating revenue. So, like if you're not willing to go out and take action, that's something that is a high likelihood that somebody's going to sign up for your service and actually produce revenue. I think you are leaving a lot of money on the table. Even if you look at some of the bigger businesses out there, like Alex Ramosi, like all his stuff he gives away for free, like almost everything. And pretty sure he makes more money than all of us put together at this point. So,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've gone back and forth with this. I think where my mindset was, when you're a solo scooper, right? And you're out there and you're busy and these big cleans and you're like beating your body into the ground, it's really easy to have that mindset of like, I'm not going to devalue myself. I'm not going to give this $120 scoop away for free. But
mhm,
we're not looking at it in the long term. Like, what's the lifetime value of that potential customer when they come on? We're thinking about
mhm,
just the short term. How
mhm,
long does a dog live for? 13
mhm,
years? 14? Like,
yeah.
what if you get a puppy, you gave away
Mhm.
a free initial scoop, and then now you have that lifetime value of that dog moving forward?
Well, I think people are thinking about this totally wrong too, because you want to look at your actual customer acquisition cost. So yeah, you say you're giving away a $120 scoop. If you were to pay somebody to go do that same scoop, it might cost you $25, like in labor, right? So it's
Mhm.
like, okay, even if you had to do 3 free scoops to get one customer, that's $75 to get a customer that for us is worth over $3,000 right now and continuing to climb. But for a lot of people starting off, they're usually worth 1,500 to $2,000. You haven't focused on retention that much, like right off the rip. Like, are you gonna pay $75 to make 2 grand? It's like a no brainer.
Yeah,
So,
Hiram actually, him and I were talking about this, and he offers them like either really cheap or for free. And
mhm.
I was like, Don't you care?" He's like, "No, I'm not out there doing it. I have my staff out there." And I was thinking to myself, like, my staff's out there for a reason. They want the hours. That's
Yeah.
their sole focus is to be out there
Mhm,
and scooping. And so
mhm,
my mind shift has changed. And I think as business, as you learn things, you get around people that are smarter, that know what they're doing. Like Hiram's cleaning business, he does over 1,000,000. He's got a
mhm.
seven-figure business, and so I think a lot sometimes we can get, like, a small mindset, and it stops
Mhm.
us from growing, and it's silly.
Right. Well, I think there's kind of that trap too, like, "Oh, I'm the business owner, my time's worth more." But if you're out scooping, your time's worth what a scooper is worth. So, like, or whatever, 15 to $25 employee at that point. So, uh, maybe act like it. Sorry for hard if that's too harsh, but
Yeah, that was a little aggressive, but it's the truth. I mean, we need to understand this stuff in business, because I've been
mhm,
stuck in the trap too, and, I hear this when I talk to other people, so
mhm.
cool. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I will say we don't offer free cleanups during spring rush in locations with snow. So,
Yes.
we make like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm still not willing to fully commit to that. So, just throwing that out there.
Yes, that's really smart. I don't know about you right now, but we're freezing, like, we're below freezing. I think it's, like, -6 or -8
Mhm,
right now, so we canceled
mhm.
service, for yesterday and today, and
Yeah.
I told my VAs, I said, "We're getting a lot of calls right now. I c don't schedule any one-time cleans," because
Mhm,
my VAs are they're overseas, let's just keep it
yeah.
real. So
Mhm,
they don't deal with winter. I'm like, "We can't schedule any of those right now because
mhm.
we're not gonna be able to get anything up." So right
Right.
now, if people wanna come on, tell them, like, they're gonna have to just sign up for service or they're gonna have to wait
Mhm.
because it's too cold to get anything.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, it's been weird over here. We haven't had hardly any snow, and normally we get a ton of snow. So we'll see how that impacts spring. But we're still signing up hundreds of customers a month, so I think we'll be okay. But it might not be those record breaking year for us.
What's a realistic expectation for maybe like a solo scooper?
Mhm.
Like you're getting hundreds and hundreds, of signups. What about
Yeah.
somebody that's newer? Like what should they expect?
Really depends on what they have to invest into the business, whether that's their time or their money. I think a lot of people, they don't have a lot of money, they have a lot of time. I think they spend too much effort and energy on focusing on the wrong things. Maybe they're trying to get their brand perfect, and their website has to be perfect, but there's like things you can do to actually go out and make money right now. And if you're not doing those things, you're not going to have a very good spring rush or a very good business, most likely.
Do you have a couple tips?
Yeah, I mean, there's like the rule of 100, they say. So spend $100 on ads, do 100 reach outs, like post 100 minutes worth of content. Like you should be spending like the majority of your day actually trying to get customers if you don't have any customers. Like that should be your main focus because that's the bottleneck of your business. So if you can break that bottleneck, you move on to other issues like now, how do I hire people? How do I get capital to buy all these trucks and things like that? But most people out there, their bottleneck is getting customers right now. And if you're not doing the activities that it takes to get more customers, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, so if you don't have the money, you gotta get out there, start
Mhm.
interacting with other small business owners. Like, I walked down the street and I went and introduced myself to this woman that she owns celebrity pets, and she actually knew of me, and this is
Mhm.
right down the street from my office, and she's
Mhm.
like, "I actually follow you on social media." I went and
Yeah.
dropped some business cards off. So do
Mhm.
that. Find, like,
Mhm.
these local business owners in your area that already have the clientele and have a conversation with them because they're
Mhm.
gonna be really good advocates for you and they'll share your stuff on social media.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people are out there succeeding right now. So the difference between those that make it and those that don't is just actually putting in the time and effort that it takes to succeed. So,
In a realistic amount of time, because I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, I spent 20 minutes today on trying to get customers, didn't get nobody, my phone
yeah,
didn't ring."
you should spend like 14 hours a day trying to get customers. That's what I would be doing if I wasn't making any money, like literally all day. That's like all I would do. If I'm not
Okay,
scooping, I'm like trying to get customers.
so let's say William has no money, limited customers. What's
Mhm.
the first what's yeah, marketing. What's the first thing you're gonna do? What are you gonna focus on?
I'm probably gonna reach out. I'm gonna start by reaching out to every single person that I know. do the free trial method. I'm gonna start posting in those free buy sell trade groups on Facebook. I'm gonna get my Google business profile set up. I'm just gonna try to do as many free scoops as possible. I'm gonna document it. I'm gonna put it online. Um, that's pretty much what I'm going to do. Anybody that interacts with any post or anything I do in general, like I'm going to like reply to it as quickly as possible. I'm going to be super active. I'm going to be posting in other dog related business pages, trying to make funny comments, just build relationships and connect with people. You can definitely hit the pavement, put up yard signs and door hangers and that kind of thing, but I think you can be a lot more efficient online. Your time will go further. So that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, and responding back to comments is so important. You do a really good job of that on your YouTube channel, I noticed, like, you're on it.
Mhm. Yeah, well, when you're just starting off, you got to be. Otherwise, you won't go very far. So, as you
Last
know.
night yeah, actually last night, some guy says that he's been, like, calling and trying to get in touch with us, and, we haven't been responding back to him, and he's like,
Mm,
"I hope the customers that are paying actually get what, they're paying for." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Where the heck is this dude?" So, like, I looked in my CRM, I looked in Jabber, I looked in Responsibid, I looked everywhere. I can't find this guy anywhere,
Mhm,
and so I'm like, "Oh, did we miss him? Like, what happened? Is there
mhm,
a hole?" But it really bothers people. So if they reach out to you and they comment on your stuff and they take the time out of their day, it's
mhm.
really important to respond back to them. It's actually kind of rude, and I've been rude before.
Yeah, no, I did. For those out there, if you try to call my business to get a hold of me, it's literally impossible. So don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a full office staff, office manager, operations manager. So it's like pretty much impossible to get a hold of me. Like the only way I can guarantee that somebody wants to talk to me is if they're actually in the Poop Scoop Millionaire and they shoot me a DM. Like that's the first thing I respond to every day is just all the people shooting me DMs. So if you have a burning question, that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Oh, that's really smart. That's the reason why I got the virtual assistant originally is because so my business phone doesn't ring to me anymore. They have to
Mhm.
patch the calls
Yeah.
over because I was getting so many calls from either like social media or people just wanting to chat. I had to put
Mhm.
that barrier in between because I'd be like in the backyard scooping and then I get somebody that would call and I would be like totally like, "Oh, what's going on?" And they'd be like, "Can you give me your whole pricing structure?" And I'm like,
We literally have we're not like a franchise. I literally have like 1 to 3 people a day reach out asking to want to buy like a Swoop Scoop franchise. Like legit. I have like a whole list of like 100 plus people. It's kind of crazy.
like all throughout the United States?
Yeah, all over the place. Like literally every day. Oh, I'm in wherever Arizona. I'm in Florida. I'm in New York. Like help us. So it's
If
kind of been crazy.
if anybody from Michigan calls you, you say, "Absolutely not."
No, absolutely not. No,
Crouping,
no,
spooping, scooping's handling biz out there.
that's right.
All right, well, you
Exactly.
wanna talk about competition a little bit? I know it doesn't really affect you too much because your
Mhm.
business is so big, but what about the smaller guy?
Mhm. Yeah, so for the smaller guys out there, kind of like I was alluding to earlier, like you want to use what you have to your advantage. Like bigger companies have advantages, but I'm not going to be out there saying like I'm scooping your yard, but that's something that a newer person would be able to do, right? So I just say use that to your advantage, and also for newer companies too. Just like also be careful who you take advice from. I know there's been a lot of people like trying to make spin-off groups and stuff ever since they saw how Poop Scoop Millionaire has been taken off. So just be like careful who you actually take advice from. I mean, there's some people out there that don't have any clients that are trying to give advice, or people that maybe have barely 100 and they're out there trying to start like an academy or something. So if you want to be at a place where somebody else is, follow those types of people. So that would be my biggest advice because there's a lot of people steering people the wrong way with the wrong strategies that just aren't as effective.
Yeah, with just like social media in general, that was something that when I was making my videos, I wanted to make sure I'm like, I wanna make sure I'm putting like the best content that I know out there. And that's the reason why I've been pretty transparent with how much I make,
Mhm.
because I don't want people to think that my business is bigger and then, their business is larger. They're coming to me and they're asking me questions. I'm like, "Listen, like you your business is way larger than me. I don't think that
Yeah.
I should be helping you right now at this point."
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and that was like a big thing when we put the Poop Scoop Millionaire together. Like we have different coaches that can help people at like different levels, but like people, it's like forbidden. You're not allowed to like coach somebody like past a point where you've succeeded yourself. So that's kind of like a big reason why I think we've been successful too, because we actually go out and walk the walk and actually have a business so that is fairly sizable. So
And I really appreciated that you fact checked like, how much do you make type deal. Because
Mhm.
even when I do coaching calls, I do like a discovery call with the people just to make sure that I'm a good fit for them. Because if
Mhm.
they're like, haircut, I really want you to help me narrow down this marketing campaign. Like, I want to do Google ads. I want you to help me target. I don't know. I do organic video content. Like, I'm not the coach for you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, just like you said, just you want to be real careful who you take advice from. If you want to get 50 clients or like whatever, then yeah, maybe that's a good person for you to follow. But if you want 1,000 clients, like a number of companies out there that can actually help you with that, it starts to shrink pretty drastically.
Yeah, speaking of big dogs, I had Stephanie from Turd Nerd here.
Oh
We were
yeah,
hanging out, and she's like a big dog in the industry.
yeah.
I was trying to get her on the podcast, but she's so shy, and I didn't want to pressure her, but I almost did. I almost just like mic'd her up and be like, "You're gonna talk on the podcast."
Yeah. No, you should. Yeah, she's crushing it down in Boise, I think.
I know, and the reason why she was here is because she was picking up a new Renegade, like a new vehicle. She flew, signed the papers, had it shipped back home, and then she flew, I think it was from Wisconsin to Michigan, hung out with one of her friends, then drove to me, hung out for a couple days, and then flew back home. Like, that's big dog stuff right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Well, good news for people. I think it's not quite official yet, but we are most likely going to be putting on a live event in the next couple months. So you might be able to meet all those big dogs. So just a little teaser for you guys.
I can't wait. I can't wait to meet everybody that's gonna show up. It's gonna be really exciting.
Yes. So the tentative plan right now is in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Um, there's a ton of it's like a almost like a vacation place. I think like a ton of celebrities like J Lo and all these people like have houses up on like the big golf course and stuff. So it's a really beautiful area. So it'd be a cool spot to kind of network with everybody.
Yeah, that'll be really sweet. Um, I'm gonna be a speaker, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
Okay, good. I just wanna make
Yeah.
sure. I wanted to put it out there. He can't change his mind. I'm locked in now, you guys.
It's yeah, totally locked in. Yes. Well, yeah, you're part of the team. You got to be a speaker. What are you talking about?
I know. So if you guys are listening, I mean, obviously I'm gonna do social media stuff, but if you have some suggestions on exactly what you would like to hear, put those down in the comments.
Mhm. Yes. Yes, please do. So we'll be making, just waiting on the contract. Things are pretty expensive to put on. I got like 50 grand on the line if nobody shows up. So we will see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited. It should be good. A lot of really big companies, like companies of all sizes, are going to be there. So be a really great opportunity. We'll probably drop tickets in Poop Scoop Millionaire first, just because there's going to be a limited amount of tickets that we're able to sell. So if you're like super gung ho, I'd recommend joining the group just so you get the first drop.
Yeah, you don't wanna miss out. There's nothing worse than when you're excited to go to something and then tickets are sold out. Not that this has So my husband loves going to the wild game knitter that the church is putting on. Well, he's a
Mhm.
procrastinator, and he's that person that, like, will show up at an event and hope that there's tickets available. And anyways, so the pastor texted him and was like, "Hey, you might wanna get your ticket, like, they're selling out quick." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Josh, why do you gotta wait till the last minute? You know you wanna go, do it. Just take care of it."
yeah, exactly. Especially the VIP tickets that we're gonna do. I'm like literally chartering like a boat with like a private like steak dinner for everybody. So it's gonna be crazy.
Will there be gluten-free options?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
If
of
not, I'll have
course.
to bring my own steak in.
Your little steak cooker, just plug it in.
Yeah, I'll have it already in, like, a container.
Okay.
I actually have had to bring my own food into a restaurant before. It's really uncomfortable for everybody, but
Yeah. You do what you got to do.
listen, if there's a group and they're going out to eat, it's sometimes I'll just be like, "I'll just have coffee," or I'll just have water or whatever, or a Diet Coke, but
Mhm.
here's the thing, is sometimes you have to do uncomfortable things and weird things, and you have to just be different than everybody to achieve what you're trying to achieve,
Mhm.
and, you just gotta do it.
Yeah. If you want different results, you got to do different things. So
Yeah.
that's what it takes.
Well, you said you're gonna be adding some stuff to the Poop Scoop Millionaire. What's some recent stuff that you've added lately that maybe folks don't know about?
Yeah, so we try to make updates every month. So this month, I'm actually like totally redoing the Facebook ads, the Google ads, and the SEO course right now. So we've changed kind of our strategy, and we've noticed that some things aren't working as well as they used to. So we're kind of updating that. We actually, right after this call, we have a live Facebook ads training course just for members. Try to do a couple like live events every month as well. So that's kind of the big thing for this month, and then I really want to make like a roadmap for people based on the size of company they are. So if you're just getting in, like what's the specific like exact actions that you need to take to go from like 0 to 100K, 100K to 500K, 500K to a million. So I want to kind of start developing that. It's going to be something that we'll roll out later this year, just so there's like no question like what actions that you should be taking if those are the goals that you want to hit. So just really
Yeah.
laying out what that company looks like, how many employees you should have, how much money you should spend on marketing, all that kind of stuff.
Dude, that's sweet. Once you roll out the, like, let's say 250K going to like a half a million, I could totally make videos documenting that journey.
Yes. Yeah. Because I mean, things look totally different. And then like going from like 1 million to 3 million, we will be well past 3 million this year, I think. Is like a totally different, like, it's like the swamp is what they call it. So things look totally different. Now we're trying to hire employees that are whatever, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 a year salary employees to try to get to that next level. And it's definitely been interesting.
Some of the people that are listening right now just can't even wrap their mind around paying one employee that much because they might not even be making that much,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. That's true. That's why you got different roadmaps for different different sizes. So, but you can't skip steps. You know what I mean? You can't just jump right to the $3 million range because the business just looks so different. It looks different at 10 million. Looks different at 50 million.
Which leads to a really good point. I know we talked about competition a couple times, but with being online and being in these groups and a lot of different groups popping up, you're seeing people put the highlight reel online. Okay,
Mhm.
so how do you kind of just keep your focus and have realistic expectations for where you're at and not compare yourself to other people?
Mhm. Um, I think yeah, it comes down to kind of having like that checklist and that roadmap and just knowing what you need to do. Like for us, I didn't even talk to another pooper scooper until we were reached out to you. We were 7 figure plus before I even knew other people were really doing it at a high level. So I think it's just yeah, staying in your lane, staying focused. That's kind of the main thing. But there's definitely been some interesting things that have happened with us becoming more popular and the industry becoming more popular.
Yeah, it's hard. Because like with when you're smaller or whatever, you see people that are like doing kind of what you're doing, or maybe you think that it's better because it looks better and it's shiny. Because
Mhm.
honestly, but you taught me this, like, you just stay focused and you keep your head down. It's it's boring. It's boring
Mhm.
doing the same thing
Yeah.
day in and day out, and then you're
Yeah.
doing this thing and you're putting all this energy into it, and maybe you're not getting the results that you want immediately, and then you see somebody else that's doing this good shiny thing, and you're like, "Well, what's going on over there?" And then you get distracted and you're all over the place.
Right. Right. Exactly. Well, even for me, like I got other companies, like I'm gonna be attempting to sell all of them this year and just like focus 100% on the poop scoop business because I think we can take it pretty far. So
I
that'll be
mean,
that'll be interesting.
you have, like, the business is, like when you reached out to me originally and you're like, "I have a seven-figure pooper scooper business," I was like, "Holy smokes!" Because I don't think I had talked to anybody, that had a business that large.
There's a handful out there, but there's definitely not. There might be like less than 5 or 10 that I even like know about myself. So not a lot. They're rare, but they're becoming less rare as people kind of figure out the industry. So
Well, yeah, and I think some of the ones that are much larger, that maybe they're not on social media. Like,
mhm,
I'm fairly confident that Doggy Scoops by Me, which Marianne and Tim are like, they're wonderful
mhm,
individuals, and they, um had lunch with me, and we had a really good conversation. Like, I know they have a very large business, but
mhm,
they don't do really social media, and they're not talking
mhm.
about that kinda stuff.
Yeah, yeah. The social media is a whole different element. Like even for us, like probably in the last 2 months, I've had like 15 or 16 companies like literally rip off our website. Some of them have our pictures on their website, their logo on their website. Like it's been kind of interesting. Do you ever have those kind of issues?
Yeah, I actually had a local guy here, in Michigan completely like pilot my entire website, blocked me on social media. But luckily, like I was able to figure out who he was because a friend of mine did some research. I went through the whole website. I'm like, this is literally my website.
Mm,
He just changed the colors. So yeah,
mm,
I called him the next day and I'm like, hey, blank. This is Erica Crouppen. Let's chat about our website.
yeah.
Um, and he was just like, hey, listen, I changed a couple of things. It's a good website. I was hoping you weren't going to find out, but you did. And he changed just enough, like just enough for me not
Mm,
to send him anything.
yeah. No, I mean, we literally spent like tens of thousands of dollars on like attorneys, just like making sure things are enforced now. So some of them are like they literally had our pictures and like our logo on their website. Like they have hyperlinks back to our website from their website is one way that I'm able to tell because they don't change the web copy. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, people just like trying to copy us, but I guess it's kind of to be expected.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things where, when people do see stuff that is working, they want to try it out. But it's like, just have some integrity. Don't go just stealing somebody's stuff because that makes you suck.
Yeah. I mean, even the Poop Scoop Millionaire, there's been like so many like knockoffs. There's one called the Poop Scoop Billionaire. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. Yeah.
So it's pretty funny what people are doing. I found other people they like reached out to all our vendors and stuff to try to get them to switch from our group to their group. Like, there's been a lot of like crazy stuff behind the scenes that goes on.
Well, this is what I don't understand about the Poop Scoop Billionaire. Okay. Are they really? Like, are they actually a billionaire? Like, that's not even legit. Like with you, Poop Scoop Millionaire, your business does this. You have several seven-figure businesses. So it's like you're legit. Why would I want to be in a group with somebody that's saying Poop Scoop Billionaire? Let me see the statements. I want to see that you're a billionaire.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for anybody out there that's trying to start their own group, I challenge you to put your revenue statement up there. We got ours, so let's see how much money you actually make. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty funny. I think obvious knockoff, right? So now I got to start that poop scoop trillionaire or cajillionaire just to stay ahead. You know what I mean? Like it's a crazy world out there.
Stay ahead of the curve. That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's so
yeah,
funny. When Jabber with a CRM I use for my business,
yeah.
they have do features and stuff like that, and like people will contact me and they'll want to do like reports. I actually had just something on NSNBC. And when you
Awesome.
do that kind of stuff, you have to submit your financials because they want to like fraud check you.
Yeah.
And yeah, and they go through and they make sure like, okay, yep, this is what your business is. This is what they said you're
Mhm.
making. Boom, boom, boom. So
Yep.
it's good.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. I think we're applying to be on the Inc list. I think we have like 1,000% growth or something from the time frames they're doing for the fastest growing companies in the United States. So we got to do that same thing. So we'll
Yep.
see if we make the list. I think we will by quite a bit.
It is a little bit intimidating. I don't know why I was intimidated, but I was like, "Okay, here." Like, even when I hired what was it? An accountant or a bookkeeper to
Mhm.
have them go through, and I forgot that my American Express was hooked up to them, and I was like, "Did I buy anything weird on there? I hope not."
Yeah, yeah,
That's so
definitely,
funny. They'd be like,
definitely.
"Your Amazon purchases are getting a little wild, Erica."
You gotta rein it in, rein it in.
That's so
Yeah,
funny. That's
yeah.
so so what do you think 2025 is gonna look like for Swoop Scoop and Poop Scoop Millionaire?
Yeah, I think this is going to keep growing. I think we're close to 600 members in Poop Scoop Millionaire. I'm working on a mastermind community right now for people that are a little bit more established that talks about some of those kind of more advanced things like if I want to open up multiple locations, how do I do that? What's the scaling roadmap from 1 million to 2 million? Like things like that. Kind of more advanced hiring coaches or class courses. So like if you want to hire like a marketing manager, or if you want to hire an operations manager to actually run your business for you, like what do those kind of things look like? So working on building that out. We're gonna have our live event over at Poop Scoop Millionaire, which will be cool. And then yeah, just keep growing Swoop Scoop. So I think we did a little over 2 million last year, and I think this year we're on track to do about 3.7. So see if we can do it or not.
You're gonna tear it up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so far we've yeah pretty much hit the projection. So we'll see if we can keep it going.
No, I think that you can, and the group's been growing a lot. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, I'm sure you guys see the Poop Scoop Millionaire sign over here. If you've missed it, I recently joined the Poop Scoop Millionaire like social media personality. What do you call me? What am I to the Poop
You're
Scoop Millionaire?
PSM personality.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. Why did you bring me on the team?
Well, a couple reasons. One, you're awesome, so thanks for being awesome. Two, there's a lot of different pooper scoopers out there, right? People that are at different levels of their business. So, like, I wanted to build a community that talks to people at all sorts of different levels. Okay, most of my audience is just a bunch of guys following me, right? Women probably resonate a little bit more with your message. So things like that. So I definitely want to diversify kind of the team. And then if I get hit by a bus tomorrow or something, right, and just like kick it, like everything stops. But if we're able to continue building the team, and we have you, and we have Levi, and we have other people out there to kind of help move the industry forward, the whole thing could keep going, basically. So
I like that. Thanks. I feel like I never asked you that question. So I wanted to know that.
yeah. So
Well,
well, and you're the biggest pooper scooper influencer in the whole wide world. So how could we not?
well, I know, but you're creeping closely behind me, so I need to start pumping out some better videos.
Yeah, but we're on the same team, so it's all
Yeah. And I was gonna say about getting hit by a bus. Don't go hang out in Dallas, Texas.
yeah. Why is there? I don't even know what's going on. People get
I'm
hit by
just saying.
buses.
I don't. There's never mind. We could talk about that off air. Joke around about it.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, this was a really good interview or chit chat. We're at like 42 minutes. Is there anything that you want to say before we go ahead and close this out?
Um, just that it's spring rush right now. So in a lot of markets, like now is the time to go in and do it. If you wait 3 or 4 months to start your business, you are going to be in a bad, bad spot. Not necessarily a bad spot, but you're going to be at a pretty big disadvantage to people that start right now and they have that high demand. So I just say get started right now if you're thinking about doing it. And then the other thing is just be careful who you listen to out there. There's a lot of probably don't join the Poop Scoop Billionaire. I don't know how reputable those folks are, but maybe they're good. Maybe they'll teach you to make $1 billion. But really be careful to the advice that you take out there, and just get started. Those would be kind of the two things I would say.
I like that. It's kind of like taking fitness advice from somebody that doesn't work out. It's like your
Mhm.
fat uncle that's like, "Oh, this is what you got to do. This is what I did back in the day." And you're like, "Dude, listen to me. Don't tell me
Right.
shit."
No, it's. I mean, there's some people that we literally have like gained more clients in like a week than some of these people have like net ever. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, wait, speaking of you guys, how's Levi doing? I haven't talked to Levi in a little bit. How is he?
He's doing good. Yeah, we just got through kind of our hiring boom, so we got all the team set up. The systems are rolling, so onboarding new clients. So he's doing good. So he'll be freed up to start making some more content. Probably over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, if I don't talk to him and you talk to him before I do, tell him I said, "What's up?"
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Well, we'll be on that Facebook training right after this. So
Okay. What time?
my
Is
computer
it
shut off for a
your
second.
Oh, your computer shut off?
It just blacked out. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, he's back. What was I gonna say? So right now it's 5:21 my time. What time is it your time?
2:21.
How much longer until the training?
It is in 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. I'll set an alarm. I'll make sure to hop in there.
Yeah, and all the trainings are recorded. So if you're like not in the group now and you join like 6 months later, you can go back and watch all the trainings. So,
Oh, very nice. Well, I appreciate your time, William.
yes. Thanks,
All right.
Erica.
You're welcome. All right, you guys. I want to say I appreciate you tuning in. If you want to know more about the Poop Scoop Millionaire, go ahead and click my link down below. That's where all the cool kids are hanging out. You got the heavy hitters in the industry. It's an awesome community. We get to swap stories back and forth, and then there's also a lot of courses in there. So thank you guys so much, and until next time, bye.